This is a GBC special news report, and with more, here's GBC Chief Correspondent Isarella Starblaze.
Good evening, Joytonians, beings from old planet Earth, Venus, and viewers throughout the solar system and distant galaxies. I am Isarella Starblaze, with an epic report that marks the anniversary of events now collectively remembered as 2030. A time and a year that reshaped justice, governance, and the moral spine of civilization. In 2030, the record finally caught up with power. Over 5,000 men and women connected to two spectacularly failed administrations were brought into full legal accountability. There were no delays, no procedural games, no strategically placed judges to slow the machinery of justice. Those who once shielded corruption did not return to courtrooms. They were processed into cell blocks. Judicial robes were replaced by orange jumpsuits, one figure so precisely matched in color that only the eyes, still trained to deceive, distinguished the human beneath. Files were sealed. Chains were broken. And for the first time in a generation, families, love, life, peace, and joy were restored. Joining me now is GBC Senior Correspondent, Dr. Hadif Shiloh. Dr. Shiloh, you were reporting from the front lines during that pivotal year, watching institutions unravel and accountability finally take shape in real time. From where you stood in 2030, what moments still stay with you today? And what do you believe the world misunderstood about just how fragile that moment truly was?
Thank you, Isarella. I was already an old reporter when 2030 arrived. I'd covered wars, collapses, empires that swore they were eternal. But I'd never seen something like that year. Not the arrests, not the trials, but the stillness that followed. No riots, no chaos, just a collective realization that consequence had finally caught up with power.
Now, let's bring in a younger perspective on that year. Joining us is GBC Junior Lead Correspondent, Kuiper Comet. Kuiper, you were merely a teen when 2030 unfolded, watching history shift in real time, while an entire generation recalibrated its understanding of power, accountability, and truth. How do you think it reshaped the way your generation engages with the world today?
Thank you, Isarella. For my generation, 2030 wasn't history. It was childhood memory. Classrooms stopped lessons, streets went quiet. Screens everywhere showed the same thing. Not celebration, not revenge, accountability. It was the first time many of us understood that systems could change, not someday, but now.
Kuiper and Hadif, as always, thank you for your extraordinary contributions and perspectives. And now, Joytonians, we are thrilled and honored to have with us one voice that helped the world understand what it was witnessing in real time, not as rumor, not as fear, but as record. Tonight, we are honored to welcome her back, Mama Yoja, keeper of the record, global correspondent emeritus.
Thank you, Isarella. In 2030, people kept asking me the same question: is this real? And I told them, reality does not announce itself with fireworks. It arrives quietly after truth has run out of places to hide. What the world saw was not punishment. It was balance, because justice does not need to chase forever. It only needs patience. What history remembers is not who fell, but who rose without applause.
And with that, we leave you until tomorrow. My thanks to Dr. Hadif Shiloh, Kuiper Comet, and our esteemed guest Mama Yoja for helping us remember not just what happened in 2030, but why it mattered. Remember, this ain't 1619, and history only repeats when we stop watching the door it walked through. So Joytonians, never forget the door of no return.
It's ghetto, I wanna leave.
I'm Isarella Starblaze for GBC News.
I wanna leave.
Mlango wa kutorudi. We must never forget the door of no return.